Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we have something fun for you. One of my patrons mentioned playing against this commander deck, and I thought it was a fantastic idea. So today's video features an Aristocrats deck led by Oloro Ageless Ascetic. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Oloro Ageless Ascetic is a 6-mana 4/5 legendary giant soldier. Whether he's on the battlefield or in our command zone, Oloro gains us 2 life at the beginning of our upkeep. Also, whenever we gain life, we may pay 1 generic mana. If we do, we draw a card. But this ability only works if Oloro is on the battlefield. So Oloro helps us gain life even if he's not on the battlefield. And if he is on the battlefield, he helps us draw additional cards. Now, I built Cute Stuff on Oloro Angel's deck years ago, but she wasn't much of a fan of the deck. Maybe she'll like this one a bit more. But I built this deck a bit nicer than her Aristocrats deck, so maybe not. Allow me to explain. Aristocrats is an engine with 3 moving parts. You need creatures to sacrifice outlets, and payoffs for sacrificing creatures. You don't need a lot of sacrifice outlets if you get one that can be activated over and over again. You want a lot of payoffs for sacrificing creatures, and the creatures you're sacrificing gives you a ton of options. In the case of this deck, since Oloro gains us life, I wanted to go with cards that make tokens whenever we gain life. So now we know how we're getting tokens to sacrifice, we can ask the big question. What makes an Aristocrats deck mean? Grave Pact effects. If you run these, your deck is mean. Forcing opponents to sacrifice once or twice with a Plaguecrafter isn't mean, that's just interaction. Forcing them to sacrifice multiple creatures turn after turn is mean. So, if you're wanting your Aristocrats deck to be mean, run Grave Pact and similar effects. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, T-Fury. For almost 10 years, I've been a loyal customer of T-Fury, and I'm so happy to finally be sponsored by them. No, seriously, my first order with them was in May of 2016. Every day, T-Fury has new shirts for sale that are discounted because they're print to order. They take care of their artists, have great customer service, and their designs are wonderful. If you feel that you need more pop culture or geek wear, go check them out. But be sure to click the link down below so they know who sent you. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm streaming on Gaming with Danon as well as Twitch. Sometimes I'm building commander decks, other times I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, but you're always welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Our land base consists of Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Flooded Strand, Polluted Delta, Marsh Flats, Windswept Heath, Scalding Tarn, Bloodstained Mire, Rafine's Tower, Hallowed Fountain, Watery Grave, Godless Shrine, Sea of Clouds, Morphic Pool, Vault of Champions, Deserted Beach, Shipwreck Marsh, Shattered Sanctum, Glacial Fortress, Drowned Catacomb, Isolated Chapel, Meticulous Archive, Undercity Sewers, Shadowy Backstreet, Bajuka Bog, Field of the Dead, 2 Plains, 2 Islands, 2 Swamps, 2 Snow-Covered Plains, 2 Snow-Covered Islands, and 2 Snow-Covered Swamps. Once again, we're splitting our basics for Field of the Dead, and we hope it will stick around and make a bunch of tokens for us to sacrifice. But Danon, you know a card like Field of the Dead won't stick around. You'd be surprised, dear viewer. Many players view land destruction with the same lens as mass land destruction, and don't play it at all. Unlike me, who has cycled a Nimble Obstructionist to stifle a fetch and played Standard with multiple copies of Stone Rain, Plow Under, and Pillage, so blowing up a land or two isn't a big deal. Our mana ramp consists of Ashnod's Altar, Pitiless Plunderer, Warren Soul Trader, Smothering Tithe, Solemn Simulacrum, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Progress, Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Hierarchy, Azorius Signet, Dimir Signet, and Orzhov Signet. Some mana rocks and some thematic pieces. Exactly what you want in your commander decks. Generally, especially for bracket 2 and 3 decks, I like to have a mix of thematic cards and staples. For card advantage, we've got Hylia, Guided by Light, Krav the Unredeemed, Thirst for Identity, Skull Clamp, Laisa, Forgotten Archangel, Midnight Reaper, Karmic Guide, Sun Titan, Muldrifter, Greed, and Phyrexian Arena. No tutors, but lots of ways to get cards back from the graveyard and draw cards. Our interaction and spot removal package consists of Swords to Plowshares, Void Rend, Counterspell, Path to Exile, Negate, Generous Gift, Fracture, Anguished Unmaking, Accursed Marauder, Plague Crafter, Mithril Coat, Lightning Greaves, and Ashiok Dreamrender. Some protection, but mostly spot removal and counter magic, appropriate for our color identity. Our board wipes consist of Dam, Cyclonic Rift, and the Meathook Massacre. Powerful, flexible, and thematic. Exactly what we want from board wipes. For additional sacrifice outlets, we've got Viscera Seer and Gravewalker. Our Aristocrat payoffs consist of Zulaport Cutthroat, Grave Venerations, Ellis Ilkor Sadistic Pilgrim, Cruel Celebrant, Bastion of Remembrance, Blood Artist, Corpse Knight, Mirkwood Bats, and Marionette Apprentice. And though Veto Thorn of the Dusk Rose and Sanguine Bond aren't exactly aristocrat payoffs, they do help increase damage, so they're similar in results, if not function. And they pair well with all of our other aristocrats. Now, for some additional control, we've got Kambal, Consul of Allocation, and Authority of the Consuls. Finally, for token generators, we've got Bitter Bloombearer, Regna the Redeemer, Angelica Cord, Resplendent Angel, Valkyrie Harbinger, and Chasm Skulker. Lots of ways to consistently make additional creatures, and many of those creatures are big and mean enough to close out a game for us. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 51 mana sources, split between 38 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. A little heavy, but we have a 6 mana commander, so it's fine. 11 pieces of card advantage. 13 pieces of interaction. 3 board wipes. 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Ashiok Dreamrender and Bojuka Bog. 1 sudden I win card in Meathook Massacre. Suddenly killing every creature on the board on top of draining our opponents out should be enough to close out the game. A deck like this doesn't combo off and win out of nowhere, though. Our purpose is to drain people and stay alive. We're very much a turtle deck instead of a hare deck, if you'll forgive the metaphor. We create tokens, sacrifice the tokens, and drain our opponents. And when we gain life, our commander allows us to draw more cards. Of course, we have the backup plan of making an army of angel tokens that we can use to beat our opponents to death, which is always fun. Do you have an Oloro Ageless Ascetic deck? What's your secret deck? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Drya, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alex, Conga, Robert Pye, Kazaris, Patrick, Tiz, Art, Richard Boomy, Osira Justin, Golden Walker, Captain Hammer, Sleech, Mr. Salty, Daniel Zombie, and Black Dragon. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.